Welcome to the Employability, Work Experience and Industry Placements Induction presentation for September 2020. We'd like to begin by introducing the Employability team. Who are we and what do we do? Our aim is to help you gain all the knowledge, skills and experiences needed to be successful in the world of work. And we can help you to do this by, firstly, helping you find meaningful work experience and industry placements. And you'll find out a little bit more detail about them later in the presentation. We will be providing you with opportunities to develop your employability skills. And again, you'll find out a little bit more about what employability skills are in this presentation. We will offer you opportunities to engage with employers through employer events, and we will offer you access to high quality employability resources through our Moodle pages. Hello and welcome from all of us. Here you can see some pictures so you can get to know the employability team. You have myself, my name is Sarah, and I am the head of employability. You also will be having interactions with our 3 employability coordinators who will be assisting you throughout your course on looking at your gaining your work experience and industry placements and all your employability events, and generally helping you to enhance your employability. So you have Tessa Taylor, have Rebecca Perkins, and you have Melanie McGuinness, and we all make up the employability team. The first thing that we want to ask you is, do you have employability? Employability has different definitions, but one definition that we are using here is that it is a set of attributes, skills and knowledge that all labour market participants should possess to ensure they have the capability of being effective in the workplace to the benefit of themselves and the wider economy. Employability, therefore, is not just about getting a job. It's about a broader set of highly desirable knowledge, skills and attitudes that will enable you to be successful throughout your working life. Thinking about your employability from an early stage is likely to increase the chance that you'll be successful in the workplace and can reach your full potential. This is a key element of what the college are trying to help you with, and it's very much part of the focus of the employability team as well. To start you off, we're going to get you to do a little bit of a warm-up activity to help you start thinking about what employability skills are. The instructions are, you have 30 seconds, and in that 30 seconds, you need to look for 5 employability skills employers are looking for in the grid below. I will give you a 10-second warning, and you have 30 seconds from now to see how many of these skills you can find. Go. Here, you have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, time is up. Let's see how you did. So in this grid, you hopefully found some of these words. We have creativity, leadership, listening, speaking, and teamwork. So hopefully, as I say, you've managed to find a few. Okay, so how do you develop these skills? So the first way that we're going to look at is through work experience and industry placements. The best way to develop your employability skills is through relevant, meaningful experience of being in the workplace. Learning on the job will teach you things that you might never learn in the classroom. For this reason, you will all be required to complete a relevant period of work experience as part of your course. So we want to make sure that you have this opportunity to develop your employability skills in the workplace to benefit you in the future. So there are two ways that you might be doing this, and which one applies to you will depend on what course you're on. So you don't need to worry too much about which one at the moment. We'll be coming back to you and talking to your classes individually, and you will find out at a later date which exactly you're on. Some of you may have hopefully received some emails if you're doing an industry placement, so you should have a little bit of a heads up on that. If you haven't, don't worry, we'll be coming to speak to you at a later date to give you a bit more information. But you do need to know that you will be doing some period of work experience. It will be either a period of work experience, so that is a minimum of 36 hours. Commonly that's done in a block placement. It's often over 1 week, and that week, when that is, will depend on which course you're on. But it can be spread out over a longer period of time if that's more beneficial to yourselves and the employer. The work experience placements are, quite crucially, primarily sourced by you. So we will give you guides, we'll give you information, we'll give you support to source those placements, but they are generally need to be sourced by yourselves. So you will, as I said, here you will get some support from the employability team and your course tutors, but you really need to start thinking about those work experience placements as soon as possible. You may be on a course that's been identified as having the opportunity to have a industry placement. So these placements are a more in-depth placement. They're 315 hours, which is roughly equivalent to 45 days. And that's working in an industry closely linked to your course. It's very important that these placements are linked to the course that you are doing, so they are relevant to you. They offer the chance to become a valuable member of the team, get a real insight into the organisation, and experience a variety of projects, which may possibly lead to offers of employment, and they have done in the past. So these are much more in-depth placements. And as I said earlier, we will be getting back to you as to which one of these that you will be doing. So we want to give you a bit of information about the value of work experience, why we are doing or asking you, to do work experience. So Barclays Life Skills has a summary of what work experience can give you. If you want a bit more detail on this, again, there is a link at the bottom. You can go onto their website, read all the sections in detail, so you can get a bit more understanding of exactly why we are promoting work experience. So some of the areas that they cover are skills. It helps improve your skills and your employability skills. You'll gain contacts. Networking is often the best way to find good quality jobs, so you'll gain more contacts. You'll gain a stronger CV. An employer will be impressed that you have taken the time to develop yourself and to get to know and understand the workplace. They will also give you a good reference. So if you're going into the workplace, you've got an employer who can say that, yes, this person has developed their skills and they've shown us that they can be a good employee. The most important one of all of these, I would say, is confidence. So work experience says that you can do it. You can turn up to work on time, do the job, help your workmates, get stuck in. This not only pleases employers, it also increases your confidence in the workplace. And that's really important. And we want you to feel confident in going into the workplace. So we don't want you to just take our word for it. We want you to hear directly from young people their thoughts on the value of work experience. Unfortunately, due to technical issues, we can't play the YouTube clip on this presentation. However, once you finish this presentation, you can, on the main site, on the Employability Induction site, you can access a video that where young people talk about what they find valuable about work experience. So please do that once you've finished this presentation. Okay, so you may think it could be a barrier to you trying to find a placement, and we don't want that to happen. So we want to be able to support you to do that. So if you are doing a work experience placement, as I've mentioned before, we do expect you to source them yourselves, but there are resources available to help you. So there's resources on our Moodle page. So this will be on our main employability and work experience Moodle page. So you will also have links to live placement opportunities. So I would recommend that you check this page regularly. So as we come across really good, high quality work experience placements, we'll be advertising them on that Moodle page. We'll also be contacting your tutors to let them know as well, but it is up to you to keep an eye on that. We also have some ideas, so we've got some resources on there that you may use to try and research different areas in which you could look for work placement, and there's also a guide on how to look for work placements. So we can support you where that support is needed, and as I say, keep checking the site regularly for updates and opportunities. If you are doing an industry placement, you will actually get a little bit more support with that, because we are aware these are longer placements and slightly more difficult to source for yourselves. So we have the employability team who will be helping to match you with placements, but there's nothing stopping you using the ideas and the resources available to source your own placement, and you can make that relevant to yourself. So you can look yourself, but you also get more support to do that. So in the resources on our Moodle page, we have documents talking about how you can find work experience, and some ideas that are covered in these resources on where to find work experience placements are networking. So think about asking your friends and family if they have connections to relevant workplaces. Looking online, look at larger organisations who are advertising work experience opportunities. Speculative applications. Think about the type of place that you want to be working in and contacting them by person, by phone, or by email. And very importantly, the college support. Use your course tutor, use the employability team, and use the Moodle page for all the resources that you need in order to source those placements. And if you get into difficulties, then you have contact details on the employability page that will tell you about how to get in contact with us. Just a little note on this. So we are aware that due to current restrictions, we are having to look into the availability of virtual work experience placements, which could be a short-term alternative whilst we are restricted with some physical placements. This will only apply to work experience placements, not industry placements, but we are looking into where we can make sure there is virtual work experience, and we share these details when we visit in your classes, but we'll also share that information on Moodle as well. We've been talking a lot about work experience and industry placements, but there are also other ways that we can help you to develop these employability skills. What is also really important is the opportunity to network with employers and ensure that you have good quality employability resources. And we offer a range of opportunities for you to network and engage with employers to gain valuable insight into the working world. This can be done through employability weeks and careers fairs, where you get a chance to hear directly from employers, you get to ask questions, and you get to learn about different industries and job roles. You can have the chance to get your CV checked, you can have a mock interview, and get advice about well-being at work. So they're really valuable events, and we really hope that you can get involved with these. So keep an eye out for when these are advertised, and we will be letting you know when they're happening. We also offer progression events. So these are advice and taster sessions that help you to decide your next steps once you finish your course. It could be you want to go to a further level on your course. It could be you looking at apprenticeships, university, work, whatever it is that you want to do next. We'll try and give you as much information as you can about what your options are. We also get involved in social action projects. You'll hear about these across the college, but in terms of employabilities, it is an opportunity for you to showcase your employability skills by getting involved in important causes throughout the year, getting your voice heard, and actually practicing some of your employability skills. So it could be teamwork, communication. It also, potentially, some of these may count towards some of your work experience hours, and we will inform you if this is the case. Again, we have mentioned before, you have a wealth of resources on our Moodle page. So there's advice, resources, activities, all designed to help you boost your employability skills and giving you the opportunities to engage further with employers. So please keep checking that out and keep doing that regularly, because there may be live updates about things that are happening at the moment. We now have another activity that we want you to do, and the idea of this is to help you start thinking about why employability skills are important. So the activity here is asking you the question, who would you invest in if you are an employer? The scene is that you need to imagine that you are an employer whose budget allows them to pay a new member of staff a £20,000 salary. The role is for a hotel receptionist with the opportunity to progress within the organisation. It's very important to the success of the business that you spend this money wisely. You're about to interview 3 candidates who are asked the same question. What skills and experience can you bring to this role? And you, as the employer, have a decision to make. Who would you invest your £20,000 in? Let us introduce the candidates. Okay, this is candidate 1. So she would like to tell you about her skills and experience. I have recently completed a BTEC Level 3 in Business at Kingston College. On this course, I have learned a lot about how businesses are structured and how important customer service is. I am interested in this job because I know I am really good at talking to people. As my friends say, I'm really outgoing. I'm also confident that I could be organised in work. I was given the opportunity to do some work experience in a customer service role, but I didn't start this, so I don't actually have any work experience at the moment. But I'd like to be given the opportunity to gain some work experience in your hotel and to learn some new skills. So that is candidate 1. So this is candidate 2. And his answer to what skills and experience he has is, I have recently completed a BTEC Level 3 in Business at Kingston College. On this course, I have learned a lot about how businesses are structured and how important customer service is. I put this knowledge to good use in my work experience placement, working in a large office building, where I greeted visitors in person and took phone calls, using my listening skills to record messages and understand what the customer needed. Unfortunately, I only got to complete 2 days of this 7-day placement, so I was not able to develop my skills further. I am very organised, which I've demonstrated in my course by handing in all my work on time and to a good standard. So now we have candidate 3. And her answer is that I have recently completed a BTEC Level 3 in Business at Kingston College. On this course, I have learned a lot about how businesses are structured and how important customer service is. I put this knowledge to good use in my work experience placement, working in a large office building, where I greeted visitors in person and took phone calls, using my listening skills to record messages and understand what the customer needed. I was offered the opportunity to extend my placement to work with the HR team, so I learned more about how the business is structured and how to recruit good employees. I was also given a project to self-manage, where I demonstrated I can show effective organisation and time management at work. I also used my speaking skills to present my project to the team. Outside of my placement, I have developed my teamwork and leadership skills through playing in a local netball team. In my spare time, I have watched online talks from leading business professionals to develop my business knowledge. So there you have 3 candidates with similar experience, and you have to make that decision which one you think you would want to give your £20,000 salary to. So have a bit of a think about that. The question is, who did you choose to employ and give your £20,000 salary to? Well, congratulations if you chose candidate 3. You are beginning to understand the importance of employability. This candidate would be the best investment for the employer, as they demonstrated most effectively that they have employability. What made candidate 3 stand out? They demonstrated they had developed their employability skills through a relevant and meaningful period of work experience, and they had the most work-based examples of using their employability skills, although other candidates did manage to use some of their experience and some of their skills. They had more to say about their work placement. So they also took up other opportunities to develop their employability skills outside of that work placement, and they really showed an employer that they had a well-rounded attitude towards developing their skills. The message to take back from this is take full advantage of every opportunity presented to you. Your CV and your UCAS applications will most definitely benefit. So some little bit of admin here. When you do your work experience or your industry placement, you will have to record your placement and your hours. So you'll record all details of your placement on a system that's called Growfar, and you can see the Growfar logo at the bottom and a bit of a picture there of the Growfar on an app. So you can do it on an app, or there is an online version as well. So this information that has to be recorded includes where you're doing your placement, how many hours you're doing, and you will be having to log all of those hours as you go along. So we're not going to go into too much detail at this stage because we're sure that it won't all be remembered. So as I mentioned before, we'll be coming into your classrooms, we'll be doing tutorials, and you'll get a follow-up training session on exactly how to use the system, and you'll get support when you need it to do so. But we just want to make you aware that you will be needing to do this. And a guide to using Growfar is available on the Employability on the main Moodle page. So it's called Employability and Work Experience. So there'll be a guide on there if you want to have a look, and if you want to get your account set up straight away to be ahead of the game, then you can go on there and have a look at how Growfar works. So another thing we need to talk to you about is the Employability Certificate that we are offering you. So this is a new initiative that we have designed especially to help you develop your employability skills. And as part of your employability induction, we are asking you to complete a workbook of activities so you can receive an employability certificate. So these activities are all designed to provide you with the essential foundations and knowledge to make the most of your work experience or industry placement. And they have guidance on how to boost your employability. So there are 3 modules. They aren't long, they shouldn't take too much time to complete, and they just cover the basics that we feel that you need to know in order to get the most out of your course and extend your employability outside of your course as well. So the 3 modules cover module 1, which is developing an employability mindset. So in this module, it's about identifying your employability skills. So you'll have a chance to think about what are your skills, what are you good at, and which skills might you want to develop more throughout your work experience placements. So the second module is about making applications. So it's thinking about how do you showcase your skills. This section is thinking about how do you put together a CV, a very nice introductory way of thinking about what information goes into a CV, how you make applications, and how you can actually tell an employer what your skills are. The third module is about making an employability action plan. So it's about getting a head start. It's about thinking about what do you need to do in order to make the most of your work experience placements and how you can enhance your employability. So in order to complete the certificate, on the front page of this induction site, on the employability page, then there is a link on step 4 of the instructions. So to complete the certificate, you need to follow the link provided on step 4 of the instructions. And so when you exit this presentation, you will find that link, and that will take you to the course and you'll have to enrol yourself, and there will be instructions on the website itself as to how you need to enrol yourself on that course. And it gives you the deadlines and how you complete that activity. And the award goes to, you will all have the opportunity to gain an employability award at the end of the year. All of your employability activity will be recorded through Growfar and also Employ Monitor. This will include things like your work experience and your industry placement hours, your attendance at employer events, the completion of the Employability Certificate, which we have mentioned, and involvement in social action projects or anything else that you are doing in order to enhance your employability. Based on that recorded information, there will be a gold, silver, and bronze employability awards rewarded with prizes in the form of vouchers at the end of the year, presented to students who have really excelled in boosting their employability. The message here: don't delay in getting those employability activities started. The employability induction presentation is now nearing its end, and you'll be wondering what happens next. The first thing we want to tell you is that the employability team will be visiting your classes to give you further information on work experience, industry placements, and Growfar. So you will have the opportunity to speak with the employability team and get further information on that. We would hope from your side that you will be taking the active approach to visiting our Moodle page. What you need to do is follow links to the Kingston employability site, where you'll find college-specific information. You can see the employability and work experience logo there, so you will find that on Moodle, and then you can, as I say, follow links to the Kingston site, which will give you further information that you need. What you also need to do now is return to the Employability Induction Moodle page and follow the rest of the instructions on there. What is really, really important, and we are stressing that you need to complete the quiz question on that site. If you don't do that, your attendance at this session won't be recorded, and we may have to follow up with you afterwards because it may look like you haven't attended this induction session when actually you have. If you don't complete that quiz question, we can't record that you have attended. What it will do is record your name and your student number, and then it will form part of our register of attendance. So please, please, please do that once you have finished this presentation. And also remember to have a look at the little video that I mentioned earlier about the value of work experience. And you will also have instructions on how to access the Employability Certificate. Right, so thank you for listening. We really hope you have a great year at Kingston College, and we will always be here to support you in your work experience and your industry placements and all of your employability needs. So our contact details are on our Moodle page on the main site. So if you need to get in touch with us, then you can do so. What you have the opportunity now is to ask any questions live. So the employability team are live now on the Moodle chat room. And if you exit this presentation and you go into the Moodle chat room that you will see on the induction page that you're on, you can then write some questions in there and we will answer them live. If you think of a question after, so we've got the rest of the hour that we have booked, so you have that opportunity to then pose those questions. If you then think later after the hour that you have another question, then you can email it to us. You've got the email address here. You'll find the email address on all the Moodle pages, and you can email it to us, or you can contact us by phone. And again, you've got the contact details on the Moodle pages. And that's all from us for now, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you for listening.